Hello and welcome to East Los Angeles College. Weingart Stadium is the site of tonight's National Conference matchup between the East LA College Huskies and the Ventura College Pirates. Really thankful and grateful you could join us this evening. 83 degrees, sunset to our left. Ventura will be kicking from right to left. Dan Gudino alongside Joe Dargan.
Good evening. Happy to be here, Dan. Happy to be here on hand for this great evening to watch some ELAC football.
A short kick to the 10-yard line, and an illegal procedure will instantly be called against Ventura. Last week, Ventura went down to Canyons, 31-7. 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles. It wasn't an ideal game. On the other side as well for East Los Angeles, just a horrible ball game against Bakersfield.
Yes, sir. These guys are both coming off losses. We have the Pirates. They started out very strong, 4-0 for the season. Since then, they've went 2-2. I'm sure these guys want to use this game as a litmus test to kind of see which direction that their season is heading in. And so this should be an excellent match ahead of us. And ELAC, they've been having a disappointing year for Coach Bobby Gudino. Had a pretty good year last year. These guys are hoping to bounce back. So should be a lot of drama going on in this game.
Philip Tran gets the nod. He pitches near side. That's Trey Thomas with the handoff, the pitch on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Trey receives the pitch. He tries to gain the edge on the near side, but unsuccessful. The Ventura Pirates moving pretty quickly to begin the game on defense.
3 wide receivers to the far side. Lone receiver near side as the Pirates, I believe, jump early.
Looked like that was Dwayne Coleman, sophomore defensive lineman, who was guilty on that play.
About last week, Joe. Last week, East Los Angeles went down 58-17 on the road at Bakersfield. And actually, the game was cut short because it got a little crazy at the end during an extra point.
Wow.
8 players were disqualified in total in that ball game. So both sides came together and said that was that. As Tran will throw far side to Munguia. Munguia gets spun around and taken down at the 39-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Nice catch by Munguia, but we had Corey Patterson quickly on defense, able to corral him, held on to him pretty nicely, maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain on that play.
Ventura, not a team to be reckoned with. They are the number 8 ranked team in the state. They are back-to-back National Northern Conference champions. So one of the best teams in the state here tonight at Weingart Stadium as we get a flag.
ELAC has a big fight. They have a huge fight ahead of them in today's game. These guys are climbing an uphill battle. This is a conference game. They need every one of them. Not looking great throughout the season. With the strengths that these teams have, ELAC doesn't have any really good stars that have stood out so far this season that could put the team on their back and carry them, per se. We'll see if anyone emerges in today's game.
Tran trying to become a star here. Will throw left side. Munguia open, just overshoots him. That brings up 4th down. On the clock, 13 minutes, 6 seconds to go, just underway from Weingart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College in Monterey Park, California. Dan Gudino alongside East Los Angeles campus sports writer Joe Dargan.
Happy to be here. Munguia wide open, had a step on his defender, but Tran overthrew the pass on the near side go route.
Ricky Quintero swings his right foot. It's into the hands of Watson. Watson gets taken down instantly. Excellent tackle. That's Jolly. Jalen Jolly, the freshman wide receiver, getting some action in special teams. On the clock, 12 minutes, 53 seconds. East Los Angeles going down last week, big time, 58-17 on the road at Bakersfield. Both teams trying to bounce back tonight.
Yeah, East Los Angeles could have benefited from quarterback Miguel Aguero. who's not here due to injury. This guy was playing great for them. It took them a while to kind of hone down who would be the quarterback. There's been a battle between Philip Tran and there's a third guy. There's also these guys are battling, but unfortunate he was 8-12 in the last game before having to go.
Brooks in motion far side. It's Doman who gets the start at quarterback. The freshman, passing 55% on the year, has over 760 yards with that last completion as he completed it to Carlson.
Yeah, Carlson came open right across the middle. A simple slant right across the seam, wide open. ELAC needs to play closer on D.
Handoff up the gut. Manages to pick up 6. That's Duckett with the carry. Clock reads 12 minutes, under 20 seconds, and rolling.
Simple handoff for Doman. Nice play to get started. Going to test these guys' defensive line, see what ELAC has, and try and wear them down as the game goes on. 5-yard pickup.
2nd and 5. Play action, Doman. Plenty of time now. Under duress, dumps off underneath. It's Kuntz with the big gain. Gain of about 10, gets past the Husky 45. First down.
Kuntz with the great catch in the backfield, great gain. But we had Chad Earl, who made the miraculous shoestring tackle, was able to bring him down just beyond the 45-yard line, who most likely saved a touchdown against ELAC.
Kuntz, the star tight end of the Pirates. 11:25 on the clock now. Out of the gun. Doman gets taken down in the backfield.
This is what ELAC is going to need. They're going to need to slow the Pirates down. ELAC is not a great late-game scoring team. They're only averaging 4 points in the fourth quarter. So if they let this team get off to a quick early lead, it will be an uphill climb that these guys may not be able to trek. So they need to play really good defense to start this game.
Excellent point. Last week against Bakersfield, they held Bakersfield to -6 yards in the first quarter. Kuntz, big catch near side. Big pickup inside the 30.
Doman got that ball to Kuntz on the near side. Great pass, great catch by Kuntz. He didn't have anywhere near him. These guys on defense for ELAC are going to need to show a great amount of speed. The Pirates have come out ready. These guys are focused, and they're playing very successfully so far. This is not a great sign for the Huskies.
He actually gets marked at the 24-yard line. That's where the Pirates will operate. 1st and 10 in Husky territory. Doman underneath, incomplete. Intended for Juan Gayton. 2nd and 10 on the clock. 10 minutes, 28 seconds.
That play was all Doman. It was a bad pass. If that pass was successful, it would have been another great pass for Doman. It was not due to any defensive effort for ELAC, being as though the ball hit the receiver right on his hands and dropped to the ground. But it was slightly behind him.
The snap, Doman manages to handle it, but hands off, and the Huskies blow it up.
Looks like that was Thaddeus Thomas that came in there aggressively on the sack. Nice defensive play by ELAC to recover after allowing such a good drive so far.
That was Jackson on the carry. Under 10 minutes to go, first quarter. No score from Weingart Stadium. The Pirates now on a 3rd and long. They jump early. Steve Houston, wide receiver on the far side.
Number 7 is the off, and 5 yards, still 3rd down.
This is a good break for ELAC getting this call. This is a problem that ELAC has been having all year long. These guys had 16 penalties called last game for 139 yards, something I'm sure Coach Gudino has made a bunch of noise about over the week.
On the clock, 9:51. Doman near side, picked off. It's Mitchell Williams who comes up with the pick.
Doman telegraphed that pass up the. It was a simple near side go route. Doman telegraphed that pass. Mitchell was reading his eyes. He was able to cut the ball off, and the pass was slightly underthrown, which allowed him to get up underneath it and make a great catch. Excellent defensive play for the Huskies.
Huskies will take over inside their 5-yard line on the 4. No score, 9:42 first quarter.
This is the break that the Huskies needed. I mentioned earlier they needed to have a great defensive start, and it's plays like this that's going to allow them to stay in this game for the long haul. So if they need to make a late strike, or even if they just need to have a couple of scores and then protect that score throughout the game, they put themselves in a position to get that done. Still have some blue skies mixed with a little bit of pink. It's an excellent night out here in beautiful East Los Angeles, California.
Velasco in the backfield with Tran. Play action. Tran, incomplete, intended for Munguia.
Aaron pass by Philip Tran went straight to Munguia's feet, had no chance to be caught. Not sure what distracted Tran or if the ball just got loose from his hand, but not an accurate throw at all.
Mitchell Williams, who just came up with the interception against the Pirates' Doman. He's one of the better players on the team. He's also a returner, so it just shows you how athletic he could be. Velasco gets the carry. Goes nowhere, probably picks up a yard.
Velasco's been interesting. He's a freshman running back coming in. He's a guy that's been averaging 51 yards per game, but kind of had a slightly breakout game last week against Bakersfield. Had 109 yards rushing. The guy's averaging 7 yards per attempt. He may be the one bright spot that this Husky team has on his roster so far. We'll see if he's able to continue some of that great ball playing.
This might be a tough third down for East Los Angeles. 3rd and 9.
And speaking of third downs, ELAC was 2 for 12 on third downs last game. So we'll see if these guys can improve on the 17% third down play that they had last week.
Play clock reads 15 seconds. Game clock 9:05. Play action. Skies one to Session. Session, does he come up with it? No. Incomplete. Couldn't reel it in.
Session
falls to the floor and it bounces out of his hands.
Could have reeled it in, but defensive back Chris Henry was right on him. It was a 50-50 ball. Session almost came down with it, but Henry stayed with him the whole time till these guys both hit the ground where the ball came loose. Almost a great play for the ELAC offense. They have to try again.
Session is the 4th option. 17 receptions this year. Quintero can't manage the high snap. And that will be 2 easy points for Ventura.
Something that the Huskies cannot afford is to give up easy points. That applies in every single sport. If you're going to go down and losing a game, you want to go down fighting and not fighting yourself.
So the baseball score on the board, 2-0 Ventura, the number 8 team in the state here on Sportsnet USA. Dan Gudino alongside Joe Dargan. 8:53 remains first quarter, and already the first mistake hashed to the East Los Angeles College Huskies.
And we spoke about penalties. We spoke about mistakes, about shooting oneself in the foot with Philip Tran at quarterback. We'll see if the Huskies can have a bounce-back game. They had a season-low 118 yards passing last game. And with Tran coming in at quarterback, he led the team last year, so this is familiar territory. I'm sure this guy is going to be able to maintain a certain amount of focus that a veteran would have and give ELAC its best chance. Paul is an excellent athlete, but not very accurate when it comes to throwing the ball, something that has hurt his chances of becoming the head guy for this team.
Quintero. Excellent punt. Goes behind a 15, finally gets picked up by Alston. Alston will go nowhere. Manages to get to the 16-yard line of the Pirates. On the clock, 8 minutes, 48 seconds, first quarter.
Nice punt, and the ball took a ELAC bounce. It didn't have a lot of yardage to begin with, but it took an excellent bounce off the ground, bounce from maybe the 35-yard line back to the 20. And it was Alston's indecisiveness that cost his team on that play. Couldn't decide when to pick the ball up and run. And by the time he made a decision, the Huskies' special teams were all over him.
I don't know, Joe, if you want to gauge the Pirates and the Huskies like this, but common opponent, College of the Canyons, both teams went down 31-7. Well, actually, Ventura went down 31-7. East LA went down 31-9. If you want to use that as a benchmark,
we could. It's hard in losses because it also depends on how far ahead the other team was toward the end of the game. They may have let up a little bit on the gas, allow ELAC to get a good, easy score in the end. Not really sure. It's one of those things that not two teams losing to the same team doesn't necessarily add up to each team's ability.
Handoff over the right-hand side. That's Nice. Decent carry of about 3.
Nice carry. These guys are going to have to continue to pound on this ELAC defensive line. They played pretty good that the first possession. They didn't allow a score, but it was ultimately the interception that ELAC benefited from.
Doman fires one, but too much gas behind it, I guess.
Intended receiver was Travis Kuntz, one of their star guys. A little bit ahead of Kuntz and too much gas on it, like you said, Dan.
That brings up 3rd down, 7 yards to go. 8 minutes, 19 seconds remain first quarter. The Pirates up 2-0. The rollout, near side caught by Houston. Houston will not escape 2 defenders.
Defensive back Sam Brown for ELAC jumped on Houston's back after that dump pass to the near side. And Houston showed the strength in his legs. He refused to go down until the whistles were blown. 4th down, ELAC has another great defensive stand. And like I said, this is exactly what they're going to need if they're going to have a chance to win this game.
This might be a first in the season, I'm not sure, but Daniel Munguia standing back deep to receive, possibly for the first time this season. Punting will be Ian Hensey. Clock continues to tick, under 7:25 now. Booming kick, spiraling kick. Munguia calls fair catch.
Beautiful kick, had a great spiral. Munguia did the smart thing, had 2 defenders breathing down his neck. Excellent to call a fair catch. One thing that ELAC is going to have to work on is time of possession. They got beat last game 39 minutes and 46 seconds to 20 minutes and 14 seconds. Almost got doubled in time of possession against Bakersfield. This is something that they're going to have to contain if they want chances of winning this game. They have to give yourself opportunities to score if you want to put points on the board, Dan.
And here comes the opportunity for Paul Herrera. He's inserted to the ball game for the first time.
I personally like Paul. I love his athleticism. I just want to see his arm catch up with his legs.
The pitch near side. Session will throw. Has a wide open receiver. Well defended. No, not according to the back judge. A flag is thrown. It was intended for Jalen Jolly.
Jalen Jolly caught that pass. We had a trick play. The play was, Herrera received the ball, pitched it to Session. The ball was thrown to Jolly. It was a great catch by Jolly. He was defended excellently. Came down with it. Appeared to be a foul on Ventura because Jolly was grabbed before that ball came down out of the air. And Coach Godinez will rightfully decline that penalty because of the excellent pass by Jolly. 1st down, Huskies. Pass interference was the call, by the way.
Ball is now at the 34-yard line of the Pirates. The first time the Huskies are in Ventura territory. Velasco.
As Paul hands that ball over to Velasco, one thing that you can see was Velasco's foot speed. The guy gets off the blocks with great energy. He just has to show a little bit of patience to wait for the holes to open up before he gives that burst. But excellent speed and strength off the block initially.
That was caught. Jolly caught that.
Yeah.
Poor snap. Herrera trying to get it. Still loose. Dog pile inside the 45 of the Huskies, who recovered.
We'll see. And once again, we have a bad snap. These are the plays that are going to continue to cost ELAC precious possessions. We just mentioned time of possession, and when you do have the ball in your possession, it is imperative that you take care of the ball. These are the fundamentals. These are things that should not be a question. All good teams do the fundamentals well, if you think any good teams in history, and this is something that I'm sure Coach Godinez is upset about.
Third and forever, 5:50 on the game clock. Empty set, Herrera looking left side, steps up, throws, has a wide open man, big hit. Late on Jalen Jolly. That was Calvin Williams who pops Jolly from behind. Surprised there wasn't no flag on that.
I mean, Williams, it was a clean hit, but it was definitely a defenseless receiver as Jolly went for that pass. As Herrera checked his progressions, he seen Jolly was wide open, and we spoke about Herrera's accuracy. If Jolly would have caught that ball, he would have gotten smashed. Don't know if he would have held on to it, but Herrera could have gave the guy a better opportunity to come down with the ball. It was not a great pass.
East Los Angeles will now be punting. Excellent punt, rolls inside the 5.
The ball is down. It almost looked like it hit a receiver from Ventura. But very nice punt once again for ELAC. And these are the things that are keeping it close. No one has any burst play. No one, but besides the interception, there isn't any one plays on offense that's been definitively a backbreaker for any team. So it's these small plays that's going to give your team the advantage. It's like a chess match. And there's all these small little plays, good punts, good snaps, nice decisions when it's when receiving punts. These are the things that are going to give your team every opportunity, and as less penalties as possible.
First time by number 10 of East Carolina. We go to the first time touching spot. First down.
Feel free to take over anytime. If I'm looking down and you see something, jump up. All good.
Following the penalty, the Los Angeles takes the ball to the 13-yard line.
So according to the official, the ball tapped Jalen Jolly, so they won't be inside the 5-yard line, but right at the 14-yard line. So big difference there.
I'm impressed with the ELAC's defensive stands so far. Nice play. We have the run play option. We have the keeper by Brock Doman. Decided to keep it himself and gain a few yards. It looks like he gained about 5 yards on the play. Nice decision. Always got to keep him guessing. And we'll see what Ventura comes up with next.
Doman is actually the third leading rusher for the Pirates. So he could get you with the legs. Under 5 minutes to go. Doman swing pass far side. It's Brooks. Brooks takes it to the 25. Late flag comes in.
Nice swing pass, but we had DeLon Collins came in with a nice defensive play to prevent any long runs. This is kind of like a bend but don't break philosophy.
Number 2 of the defense.
Wow, DeLon Collins was called for unnecessary roughness. Will be a 15-yard penalty. He grabbed a hold of him, and it looked like he was trying to swing him out of bounds, maybe to prove a point in a show of aggression, and it cost his team.
Clock now stands at 4:54. Still in the first quarter. Long first quarter, Parker.
Long first quarter due to the nice defense by ELAC, but mostly due to the lack of offense by both teams.
Out of the gun. Doman, play action, steps up, evades 2 defenders, dives forward, gets 12 yards and the first down. Doman showing his elusiveness.
Nice play by Doman. Another run play option, decided to keep it, was able to zigzag his way into the secondary, had a couple of defenders swing their arms as they fell down as he got by him. Lack of defensive efficiency and lack of focus for the ELAC Huskies. First down, Ventura Pirates.
Right at the Husky 49. Doman underneath to Brooks. Brooks spins off a defender, able to keep his balance, and picks up about 6.
So what we're seeing now is they're developing a personality. We've seen a screenplay. We've seen a screenplay to number 5. They're beginning to notice that ELAC is becoming susceptible to these screenplays, to these short dump-offs, and with that nice spin move by Chris Brooks, it almost was able to gain them another first down. So ELAC has to watch for those short little dump-off plays toward the sidelines.
So out of the pistol now, 2 in the backfield. They'll keep it on the ground with Duckett. Duckett, plenty of space, and gets taken down inside the 15. Big pickup by Duckett.
Big pickup by Duckett. He did it all with his legs. I mean, he only juked one guy, and once again, the secondary was wide open. Not sure who's supposed to be there on defense, but whoever's there is not doing their job as Duckett is able to weave through the middle without being touched until he gets to the 15-yard line by Chad Earl, who undoubtedly saved the touchdown.
Clock continues to roll under 3 minutes, 2:55. ELAC showing blitz. They'll bring it. Pitch near side. Jackson gets about 5 yards there.
Pitch out to the left side, out of bounds.
Nice pitch out to the last side at the last minute by Brock Doman. The ball was maybe 4 inches from being batted out of the air, but ultimately reached this receiver. Nice play by Ventura, pretty close there.
Jackson will remain in the backfield, left-hand side of Doman. Doman looking left, now spinning. Flag is thrown somewhere in the vicinity of holding, possibly. Great move by Doman to evade the pass rush there.
Very, very nice spin out. It appears that the referees are indicating a holding penalty on Ventura, so they are going to be pushed back. Hasn't been announced officially, but the referee is signaling it on the field.
2:19 remains first quarter. The baseball score on the board, 2-0.
With the baseball averaging 23.8 points per game, while for ELAC, while Ventura is averaging 31 points per game. Even though there is a baseball score, and even though ELAC is losing, this is working toward their advantage, keeping this team at a low score so far, Dan.
In motion is Brooks. They'll go near side. It's caught. Jordan manages to get the lost yardage and then some to the 10.
Had an easy crossing route. We had Doman caught Jordan coming across the middle without an ELAC defender in sight. And once again, these guys aren't sticking to their man. They aren't getting to their assignments, and it's costing them as this team marches down the field.
Jordan hobbles off the field. So they're missing a player, and finally, Levon Alston checks in for Jordan. So they go back at it. Doman just not comfortable, calls timeout. We'll pause as well as Ventura leads. First quarter, 1:25 remains here on Sportsnet USA.
It's all right. It's all right. I feel good. I feel like my stuff. I'm trying to make sure I don't say stuff like yes, sir.
This one's yours. I've been shutting off this one. It's okay. Welcome back, Dan Gudino alongside Joe Dargan from Weingart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College. Huskies football on Sportsnet USA. 3rd and 5 for the Pirates.
Been a long first quarter, but I'm sure third-year coach Bobby Godinez is not upset at all. These guys do a lot of scoring in the first quarter, and to keep them to keep them to 2 has been very good for ELAC.
Doman rolls out to the end zone. Nobody's there.
Almost looked like it was going to be a pass interference call. The receiver was interfered with, but it appeared that he was already out of bounds when he was interfered with. So the play wasn't going to be a valid play regardless of whether he was able to catch that ball or not.
Field goal unit comes onto the field.
Not sure what the...
This will be from 27 yards out. 1:16 remains first quarter.
ELAC is somewhere around 67% on field goals this year, or 100% with the point after tries. I'm not sure what Ventura's stats are.
Oh, it'll be a fake, a pitch. The end around, spin move gets enough of the first down.
Nice fake.
I think that was Dominic Benson.
That was actually Trevon Lambert that received the pitch, was able to put up a couple of spin moves and receive the first down for the Ventura Pirates. Pretty nice play. Probably the best play so far for the Pirates and Coach Steve Mushegian.
Ventura comes out now in a 4 wide receiver package on a 1st and goal. Doman rolling out, looking, fires, had a man open, intended for Houston.
As Doman rolled out, we had Alex Gomez hunting him down. Doman could feel Alex's breath down the back of his neck, caused him to release an off-balance pass into no man's land. Nice defensive play for the Huskies.
46 seconds remain, first quarter.
This is a key play, crucial play for the Huskies. Got to keep these guys out of the end zone.
They'll keep it on the ground. Touchdown, Pirates. That's Thomas Duckett.
Simple handoff. It was great blocking on behalf of the Pirates. Duckett was able to take it, run toward the left side. A couple of guys bumped him, almost knocked him off balance, but no one actually had a chance on bringing him down. Touchdown, Ventura Pirates.
That's Duckett's 6th touchdown of the season.
These guys are off to a decent start. Now with that 2, looks like the PAT is good, so it scores now 9-0. So a long first quarter for the ELAC Huskies. Just got even longer. Only 41 seconds to go. First quarter, ELAC Huskies down 9-0.
Ventura started poorly as well. They, on their first possession, Doman threw an interception into the hands of Williams. But then that resulted in a safety off of poor snap from a punt attempt in the end zone. Ricky Quintero was just not able to handle the high snap, bobbled it, rolled out.
Yeah, this team needs to take personal assessment, do a lot of personal assessment. These guys need to look at their own individual games, play a little harder. Sometimes just the talent isn't there. And sometimes it's just little mental mistakes, like that high snap that ended up costing them 2 points.
Thomas Duckett, who just scored a touchdown for Ventura, is actually also the leading rusher of the Pirates. It'll be taken by Velasco on the right-hand side, is met by a wall of Pirates. Excellent tackle.
That wall
by
specifically.
Jarius Jackson.
Yes, I was just gonna say freshman defensive lineman Jarius Jackson. Looks like he was honing in on a heat-seeking missile just now as he came in and brought that guy down to the ground. And I just spoke about how Velasco had a great game last game, and that was an excellent tackle.
Number 17 of the kicking team, 15 yards from the run. First down.
An advantage for East Los Angeles as an unsportsmanlike conduct penalties assessed against the Pirates. So excellent field position for East Los Angeles. On the game clock, 35 seconds remain first quarter, 9-0. Pirates in the lead. The number 8th team ranked squad in the state.
And this game is still not insurmountable. You know, ELAC is just going to have to kick it in high gear, and this is an excellent time to start.
Out of the gun. Tran back at quarterback, hands off to Velasco. Velasco bulldozing past midfield, a pickup of 11.
Nice play. What made that play successful, nice handoff by Tran, but Velasco read his blockers excellently, was able to gain the edge and achieve the first down for the Huskies on the near side.
18 seconds. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground with Velasco. Same play practically, and a pickup of 9 to the 40.
Coach Godinez decided to hit rewind. If it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. We hurt these guys with this play this time. We're going to try and do it next time, and if it works, we're going to continue to do it until they're able to stop it.
The visiting Pirates on top, 9-0 as the first quarter ends. So far, so good for the Pirates as they look to capture their third straight National Northern Conference, the back-to-back champions of the Northern Conference.
The Huskies right now need to come out defensive-minded. I mentioned earlier the Huskies only average 4 points in each fourth quarter so far, or they're averaging 4 points a fourth quarter, so they're not a very great team at scoring late in games. This is when they need to get their hits right now. They need to contain this team. They actually played very well on defense. It was mental mistakes that allowed that team to continue to move the ball, and the excellent fake field goal attempt, which they were able to get the first down on. That was a backbreaker for ELAC.
That was a beautiful play.
Beautiful play and a crucial moment in the game so far. The most important moment, I would say, so far in this game.
Ventura has really impressed. You could see why they're number 8 in the state as the officials asked for a stoppage. Chain gang, I believe, was not set up.
Yeah, Ventura has been playing very well on offense. It really has been the Huskies' defense that has kept them in this game so far.
This is the start of the second quarter. 2nd and 1 from the 40. Tran, late pitch. Velasco able to pick it up. Gets dogpiled in the backfield. Loss of about 4. Poor play.
Poor play. Nice defensive play. But Tran, in decisiveness, he held on to that ball just 2 seconds too late, as opposed to pitching it off to Velasco on the near side, and it cost him as the ball hit the ground as he was popped trying to release it.
Give credit to linebacker Jeremiah Nunry, who was able to contain Tran, creating a late pitch by Tran, a poor pitch by Tran too. Clock stopped at 14:36. Injured lineman.
Looks
That's
like
Jose Rodriguez, who is hobbling off the field.
nice to see him hobble off on his own power and not needed to be carried. Scary sight when you see a teammate down. Always make you feel good to see a guy get up and walk off.
So what was a 2nd and 1, now a 3rd and 5. And like you mentioned earlier, East Los Angeles, 2 of 15 last week on 3rd down conversion. So here's another one. We'll see what East Los Angeles will operate out of.
We'll see. Like I said, they were around 17% last week. You're not going to win games with percentages like that.
Clock under 14:15. Play action, pumps, has Munguia open, cut. Walks out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Excellent pickup by the Huskies.
Nice play by Tran. He knew he was going to Munguia the whole time, and it was Calvin Williams who was defending Munguia who got left in the dust. Nice catch on the near side, just a simple go route, and it was the speed that did the trick as Williams got beat on defense.
Tran under duress. Has plenty of space, picks up 5, bulldozes to a first down, picks up about 11.
One of the unsung abilities of Philip Tran is him using his legs. He's a big, strong guy with a lot of power, and when he gets a full head of steam going, he's a hard guy to bring down. He just needs the confidence to know when to do it and when not to do it, and to go sometimes when the field is wide open to him, which he did, and it ultimately got his team a first down. Nice play by Philip Tran as he's being subbed out for Paul Herrera.
Yeah. Don't know if that was asked for or if Tran asked for it. Herrera end zone, caught, touchdown Huskies.
Nice play. Not sure if it was accident or if it was by design. Great sub out to put Herrera in, even though Tran had a couple of great plays. Herrera faked it on the inside and got the ball to Cleo Session wide open. I mean, that was a dime. Herrera led Cleo Session perfectly toward the to the corner. It was the back shoulder corner on the far side, and Cleo Session only put it where Cleo Session could receive it. He caught the ball cleanly. Nice offensive play by ELAC. This is exactly what they need to keep themselves in this game, to get on the board. And PAT was good, but there was a flag on the play. We'll see who was assessed to.
That was Session. Third touchdown of the season for Herrera. That was his 5th touchdown pass of the season.
And something that the Huskies have been needing to work on has been red zone scoring. So that right there is definitely going to help.
It's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty just called against the Pirates. It'll benefit the kicking team of the Huskies as they'll get pushed up.
Yeah, coming into this game, ELAC was 21 for 37 at 57% in the red zone. So being that they were over 50%, that was, I guess, a 50-50 try with Herrera going into the end zone, and this time the Huskies were successful.
I could see why Bobby Godinez has had such a hard time picking a quarterback this season. I mean, just let alone in that drive. You saw Philip Tran, he connected with Munguia, and then you see the dart by Herrera over into the corner of the end zone, and the hot hand is supposedly the injured Miguel Aguero.
Because all three of these guys, Aguero has an excellent arm. Tran has a nice mixture of size and accuracy. I feel like he needs a little bit more heart. And Paul Herrera has excellent athleticism. And at different times, all three of these guys show glimpses of greatness and show why they are on this team. And I think Coach Godinez did an excellent job of getting the most out of these guys, situational football, using these guys for the best of their abilities, and it paid off for the Huskies on that last play.
So the extra point was good by East Los Angeles. So if we could get a scoreboard update, 9-7 East Los Angeles.
This is the bounce back that ELAC needed. Keep this score close. Keep it so that this team isn't up by 2 or 3 touchdowns by the time we get late in the game, and these guys will have a chance.
Quintero swings his right leg easy. They kicked off from the 40, so it was pretty easy for Quintero to boot it out of the end zone. On the clock, in the second quarter, 13-11 remains. But going back to the quarterback subject, although he has 3 quarterbacks that could possibly start for the Huskies, they've only averaged 197 yards through the air per game. Ideally, you want to be at 250 plus, right?
Yeah, because this team, because Ventura is averaging over 400, these guys have a great game through the air, and this is something that ELAC's been lacking all year.
Handoff to Nice. Nice gets popped forward to the 29. Pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah,
Second and 6.
Nice got popped forward because it looks like that was Kuhneman. Was tracking that play the entire time, even though there was a nice fake by the quarterback and handoff. Kuhneman had his eye on the ball the entire time, chased the guy down, took him down.
Kuntz in motion. Doman keeps. Dumps off to Kuntz. Kuntz, big stiff arm, evades a defender, spins off another one, and gets pushed forward inside the 45 of the Pirates. Big pickup and a first down.
Kuntz with the full display of his skills on that last play. I mean, from everything from stiff arms to spins, this guy is showing you his full repertoire. Luckily, for Ventura, he's on their team, and he's paying off for them. Hasn't been able to get into the end zone, but helping them get closer.
Duckett, swing pass, past midfield. I believe that might have been a face mask.
Looks like it could have been. Duckett with the nice catch, nice run around the far side, was able to gain the edge. Not sure who that penalty is going to be on, but if it is a face mask, maybe against ELAC.
Oh, holding actually called against the Pirates, so that's disappointing. That negates a gain of 16 yards. Instead, we'll get a 1st and 12.
Well, a nice break that the Huskies get after Ventura was able to put together a couple of nice plays in this drive. They shoot themselves in the foot, and this is something that's been happening for Ventura throughout this game. They've made a few mistakes, Dan, where they could have broke the back of the Huskies, but they've keeping these guys alive.
Duckett right up the gut, gets past midfield, picks up lost yardage, and then some.
It was actually Gil Scott Jackson that had that pass. Nice run. Nice 5-yard run. Looks like they switched them in for Duckett.
Gain of 7. 2nd and 4 from the Husky 49. 11:25 on the clock. ELAC shows blitz. Big gap. Doman picks up the first and 7 yards.
Doman read that play perfectly. He faked the pass over to Gil Scott Jackson, and the Huskies defense completely sold out on the run. They chased after Jackson. They clogged up the middle, and Doman was able to take it around the edge on the near side and get the first down for his team. Totally fooled the Huskies defense on that one.
Under 10:50 to go. They'll operate quickly. Kuntz catches it at the 35. Gets taken down at the 33. Gain of 9 for Ventura.
That was a nice play. Looked like that was Nice that came in and took Kuntz down, and what he did was very smart. He went at Kuntz's legs and took him down for down low. He watched Kuntz run through at least 3 or 4 guys and continue to gain yardage after contact, so he knew I have to go low on this guy. He's too big for me to try and take him up top, so I'll just take his legs out, and that play was excellent. Show you how to take a guy like that down.
Wouldn't be surprised if Ventura takes a shot towards the end zone on a 2nd and 1 here. Oh, they were thinking of it, but a sack in the backfield. That's Garrett Rogers with the sack. 9 minutes, 55 seconds, 2nd quarter.
Nice play for Rogers. He wasn't fooled. He was able to get past his defender and went in a straight line beam to the quarterback and took him straight to the ground.
Pirates operating out of the gun. Steps up, throws underneath, caught. Enough for the first down. Chris Brooks, huge pickup.
Nice catch by Brooks. Doman threw it and caught Brooks in stride. Hit him right in the hands. Brooks was able to take it. He tried to put a little shimmy move on Mitchell Williams, but ultimately Williams was able to grab hold of him and take him down.
Clock continues to roll under 9:15 now, 2nd quarter. Out of the pistol now. Run pass option. Keeper. Lunging forward is Doman. Probably picks up one.
Nice keeper for Doman. These guys, they're keeping an eye on Jackson, the running back. They making sure that he's not the guy that beat him. And Doman is doing the smart thing. He's reading the defense well. He's watching when ELAC sells out towards his running back. He keeps it and has been able to gain yardage almost every single time. ELAC still hasn't figured out a way to contain those RPO plays so far.
2nd and 9 from the 27. ELAC showing blitz once again. Doman fumbles. It's picked up by East Los Angeles. East Los Angeles comes up with a turnover, flags everywhere.
Not sure who came in and stripped the ball, but Doman was contacted by one guy who threw him off balance, and another defender came in behind him and was able to swat that ball out of his hands, and then the ball was picked up by Tosi Sofa, freshman linebacker. Tasi Sofa, freshman linebacker. I'm sure a unique position for him to have that ball running in the direction of a score. But we unfortunately have an ELAC guy down on the ground, writhing in pain. Number 95.
Tremaine Sevilla is the injured player. Let's wait and see what the officiating crew is going to call first. Sevilla was actually the one who rumbled and stumbled with the ball.
Okay. Nice play by him to pick that ball up.
So now East Los Angeles with the chance to take the lead. 8:03 left in the second quarter.
And once again, it's the defense that's the catalyst of the great play for the East Los Angeles Huskies. The defense has been keeping them in this game. There was a nice play by Herrera to get the score, but the defense has been king so far.
Tony Toledo checks in at running back. Tran dump off near side to Jolly. Intended wide receiver screen. Poor pass by Tran there.
Poor execution. Tran kind of televised the fake, and then he spun around and threw the ball. It looks like he was a little late on the throw and a little high. Not a great play by Philip Tran. Telegraphed the fake, wanted to say.
7 minutes, 59 seconds, second quarter. Tran looking left-hand side, will go left-hand side.
Nice play by Tran. Nice catch by Angel Lopez, sophomore wide receiver. Tran looks like he's a lot more comfortable when he gets the ball out immediately and he doesn't have to survey the field and look through his progressions.
Got another injured player on the Husky side. Looks like an arm injury this time.
Something that neither team wants to see. These guys are all students. These guys are working hard for their future. No one wants to see anyone get hurt on either side.
Wow, looks serious.
Looks like it may be a dislocated shoulder, something like that.
Dixon Sueli, that'll be a big loss.
Hopefully it's not like a torn bicep or anything. Sometimes dislocated shoulders are uncomfortable, but a player can come back by the next week.
I hope it's just a Charlie horse or like a dead arm.
Yeah, right. Even less. I'm more dramatic over here. Okay. It looks like you may be closer to being right than me. It looks like he's working that arm a lot more, getting
it went
loose.
numb probably.
A stinger, as they say in NFL.
Yeah. 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Double reverse by East Los Angeles will go nowhere. Too much?
Too much. That was a little too much, and the Ventura Pirates were very fast to the ball. Double reverse. The ELAC was lucky enough to get that ball back to the line of scrimmage as Jolly worked his way back to the line of scrimmage with some excellent athleticism, because that could have been easily a huge loss.
Ricky Quintero comes in to punt. Back deep to receive. It's Steve Houston, who's standing at his 11-yard line. We'll see if Quintero could pin him inside the 5. You know, he'll try. Decent punt by Quintero.
Decent punt. The guy has an excellent spiral. Looks like he knows what he's doing. Looks like he's trying to aim it. Definitely appears to be an asset for the Huskies.
So once again, Ventura evades any turnovers points after the turnover. Yeah.
Something that I'm sure Coach Gudino is going to think about as this game progresses. They had a perfect opportunity to take the lead. And once again, they have to go out on defense and do it all over again.
So in the last 2 weeks combined, last week to this week, Ventura has 5 interceptions and 3 fumbles. And off Duckett. Duckett evades a defender. Stiff arms one. Stops. Pushes forward. Gain of 11. Excellent.
Nice run by Duckett. He took the handoff. He knew he was going toward that far side. Made a couple of guys miss. And he just has pure foot speed. He looks like he's beating a couple guys. And there also was a nice block by Levon Alston, sophomore, who also plays wide receiver, that was able to get Duckett a few more yards toward the end of the run.
You get a sense of how much can East Los Angeles hold. 6:30 on the clock, second quarter. Doman over the middle, way too high, intended for Chris Brooks.
That right there was a mistake, that a ball I'm sure Doman wish he had back. Had Chris Brooks coming across on the slant, wide open across the middle in the secondary, and the ball was just off line a little bit, and Brooks could not come down with it.
2nd and 10 from the 32 of Ventura. 6:25 remains second quarter. The snap. Duckett with the carry. Excellent stop by East Los Angeles, creating 3rd and 8.
Nice stop by ELAC. Looks like that was Cameron Johnson in there with the stop. These guys, you know, they got burnt by Duckett on the last play, so they were aware. You could tell the defense has been focused, and they've been keeping these guys in this game with plays just like that.
Up to 11 players are missing for East Los Angeles. Disciplinary issues. Getting kicked out of the game last week, injuries. The blitz comes in from the right-hand side. Doman evades, throws over the middle, complete enough for the first down. It's Levon Alston with a big pickup of 15. Just a yard short of midfield. 5:35 remains second quarter.
And Alston came across the middle. Doman put the ball on his hands perfectly. He was being guarded by Chad Earl, who it appeared that he was going to go out. He came across the middle, looked like he was going to go downfield, but he ran back in toward his quarterback right in time to get some space advantage on Chad Earl and caught a clean pass.
Split backs get broken up by Brooks. Brooks who goes far motion, but Duckett rumbling and stumbling inside the 30. Big pickup, 21 yards there from Duckett.
Nice run by Duckett, but even nicer blocking by the Ventura Pirates. They created a run lane for Duckett. He was untouched until 20 yards into that run because of the excellent blocking by the offensive line of the Ventura Pirates. Duckett just read the blocking perfectly, hit the holes with a great burst, and showed his athleticism, achieving the first down for his team.
With the clock reading 4:40, I wouldn't be surprised if Ventura now starts thinking clock and milks it a bit, as they'll keep it on the ground with Duckett left-hand side. Excellent tackle by DeLon Collins from his cornerback position there.
Once again, the defense saw something happening. They saw how it happened, and they were able to defend against it the next time. Not sure if this is going to help them keep the ball out of the end zone, but these are the plays that have been containing this team from a breakout offensive play.
4:08, 4:07, 4:06 on the clock. Doman looking, rolls out, fires near side, caught by Brooks. Brooks manages to pick up about 7, creates a manageable 4th down.
The quarterback position, he was scrambling. Guy was breathing down his neck. And he went through his progressions. It looked like he tried to go through his progressions, and he got lucky that Brooks was wide open, kind of sitting on the ground, and he put an accurate pass right on him.
Excuse me, it's a 3rd and 3 from the 24. Near side, too high.
Looks like they rushed that just a little bit. It appeared that if they would allow that play to develop another second or so, looks like he got the ball off just a little bit faster than he would have liked to. And that goes to show how this pressure has been affecting Doman, how this pressure has been affecting this Ventura front line. The Huskies defense has been doing a commendable job.
At quarterback, Jay Vanderjagt. On the year, 62%. They'll keep it on the ground. That's Jackson pushing forward close to a 1st down. Does he get it, though?
We'll see. Jackson had a pretty good run earlier. Now they're alternating.
Turnover on downs. That's
Turnover.
Partner.
Nice job on defense once again for the Huskies. And these guys, they were alternating between Duckett and between Jackson, just pounding away a little bit, holding on to the ball for time of possession purposes. But the Huskies have come in every time they've needed a huge stop, and they've given Coach Bobby Gudino exactly what they've needed. It's been ultimately up to the offense to come in and set the tone and let these guys know who's boss. And the offense has not stepped up yet. Though we had an excellent pass by Herrera and a nice catch, there's still stuff that the Huskies are going to need to do on offense to prove, to show that they're the stronger, more skilled team, and they haven't done it yet.
Velasco, right-hand side, goes around the edge. We'll see where he went out, picks up 9 yards.
Nice run by Velasco, had 109 yards last week. This is a guy they need to tap into him and tap him for his skill a lot more often. They need to utilize him. They need to get the ball in the air and get a couple of nice catches just to get this team thinking about moving back and guarding the secondary, and then hand that ball to Velasco and see what he can do.
Velasco getting a lot more touches because Chandler is not in the lineup, as Herrera gets taken down in the backfield, gets sandwiched. Flag is thrown, though.
Flag is thrown. Another knock on Paul is sometimes he gets stuck in between should he throw or should he pass, and that indecisiveness allows time for the other team's defensive players to get to him. And we see as Coach takes him out and puts Tran back in the game. These guys are playing straight-up situational football. They're utilizing different guys at different times. Unfortunately, it's been kind of working. They're not in the lead, but it's a manageable game so far at 9-7.
I see Paul Herrera. He's grimacing in pain over here on the near sideline. But a holding call against the Huskies push East LA to the 19-yard line, so it will be 3rd and 11. No, actually 2nd and 11.
And with 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go, this is the most important drive of the half for the Huskies. They can score and go into halftime with the lead.
Officials stop the play. Not sure what the call was.
This is also a huge game for the Huskies. These guys are 1-2 in the conference. They could use this game to even up.
Tran. Near side, is it caught? It is. Excellent catch.
Excellent pass, but an even better catch.
Javier Valdivia
Valdivia put it all on the line. He let it all hang out as he caught that ball drifting toward the near side line. Caught the ball stumbling out of bounds, and it was nothing that the Ventura defender could do.
I think called incomplete now, so changed. Disappointment.
Very disappointing. The initial judge called it good, but the backside judge called it off.
So that leaves 2 minutes, 29 seconds in the second quarter. 3rd and 11 for East LA. Empty set for Tran as he takes the snap. Blitz comes in over the middle, launches, incomplete. Felt the pressure from Ventura.
It appeared that Cleo Session was his intended receiver, but the ball looks like 10 feet away from Session, as Session was toward the outside, toward the sideline. The ball was more toward the middle. Had no chance to be caught, but like you said, the pressure put on Tran. And that's part of what I spoke about Tran's heart. Sometimes when these guys bring pressure, it causes Tran to make bad decisions under pressure, and it's been costing this team.
So the game of field position will come into play unless Ricky Quintero can boom one. It'll be excellent field position. That is caught by Antonio Brown at the 45-yard line of East LA. So Ventura, with 2:14 left in the second quarter, gets a chance to add to the lead as they lead 9-7 here on Sportsnet USA. Ventura from the 45 of the Huskies. Vanderjet completes far side to Austin. Austin gets pushed out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. Big pickup by the Pirates already inside the red zone.
It was a nice play by Austin. It was a simple curl route. He ran around about 10 yards, came across the middle, caught that pass, and juked Chad Earl, left him in the dust, and was able to gain all of that extra yardage ultimately in the first down.
It'll be Duckett this time. Duckett gets 5.
This play is one of those demoralizing drives that could really zap your team from its confidence. First, we started with the excellent field position. Then we had a nice pass. Then they have a great run by Duckett. These guys are just inching toward the end zone. This is where ELAC needs to make a stand for their own confidence.
Although just 1:20, plenty of time for Ventura. Duckett, left-hand side, picks up 2 or so. Gets inside the 10.
The ball was handed to Duckett, but it was the defensive play of Garrett Rogers on that one that stood out. Rogers zoned in on the ball, came straight at Duckett like a Mack truck, and was unblocked on his way. You could almost feel the impact as Duckett was knocked to the ground.
Under 50 seconds, no sense of urgency from the Pirates. It'll be a free play to the end zone. Incomplete. Too long. Intended for Alvin Austin.
He had Earl there. Nice, has a little bit of hand fighting on the way to the ball, but it was really not a catchable pass. Nice no call by the refs. Nice defensive stand by the Huskies.
I believe it's going to be an automatic first down because of the offsides call against East LA. So now, 1st and goal.
And we spoke about the Huskies in the red zone.
This is going to be the biggest defensive stop of the season. If East LA can hold, but a timeout is called by East LA. Bobby Godinez senses the urgency here with 42 seconds, so we'll come back for the final part of the first half here on Sportsnet USA. Huskies football on Sportsnet USA. Dan Gudino alongside Joe Dargan. Big stop possibly, or Ventura will continue doing what they do in the red zone all season long.
Yeah, this team has been excellent in the red zone at 78% completion percentage at the red zone. These guys are 23 for 37 on the year. 78%, pretty scary.
Jet sweep, end around, too easy. Touchdown, Pirates. That's Duckett.
We just described that these guys are excellent in the red zone, and they just show why with the jet sweep. The ball handed off to Duckett, who came around on the near side and was untouched all the way into the end zone with a little gallop to show his exuberance, stepping all over the hearts of the Huskies and their fans.
That's Duckett's 7th touchdown of the season. That's his 2nd tonight. So pending the extra point, Ventura 15, East Los Angeles 7.
And as a team, this team came in with 19 rushing touchdowns overall. That makes it 20. Playing pretty good, giving these guys a 16-7 lead after the kick. ELAC definitely has some work to do in the second half. They have 35.9 seconds to go in this first half. We'll see if they can use it to their advantage, but they're going to have to fight in the second half.
It was only a matter of time until the defense started feeling it. I mean, stop after stop, we saw 2 turnovers that resulted in no points for East Los Angeles. An interception by DeLon Collins, and then the big boy, who scoop, got him inside Ventura territory, and no points resulted. And so Ventura operating as a top 10 team here at Weingart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College. Ventura 16, East LA 7.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time. As you watch this game, just with the eye test, Ventura appears to be the better team. But the defense of the Huskies kind of was evening it out a little bit. But you almost could sense that Ventura would have one of those good plays as the game went on. It was kind of like you was kind of waiting to see when they were finally going to break out. And that right there was a good example of what could happen if you give this team any advantages. And that good field position was the advantage that they needed, which led to that last score.
Phillip Reeves and Mitchell Williams back deep to receive. It'll be Reeves from his 14-yard line. Left-hand side. Flag is thrown. He'll be marked inside the 31-yard line with 29 seconds to go in this first half.
And we have Daniel Mendoza for the Huskies standing around with his hands out like, what did I do? What is that flag about? But ultimately, it is a holding call on the Huskies.
Now we'll see if East Los Angeles, with that penalty, comes out aggressive, or they stay conservative, run out the clock, and head to the locker room.
They haven't been making too many mistakes as far as turning the ball over. So I see them maybe trying at least one play. If they had a couple of times where they turned the ball over or haven't been playing a lot more shaky under pressure, I know Coach Godinez wouldn't take a chance. But I can see them trying at least one good play.
Ventura will bring no pressure, but a poor snap. Philip Tran throws it over to the far side. Just disappointment. Horrible play.
This was like sandlot football just now. We had Tran who bobbled the snap. The ball hit the floor. He was able to pick it up, get the ball over toward
Herrera.
Who was that? Looks like Herrera.
That was a trick play.
But it didn't reach Herrera.
I get it. You get it now.
It didn't reach Herrera. The ball actually hit the ground before it got to Herrera. Herrera picked it up. That's when he was contacted by a defender from Ventura, who ultimately knocked the ball out of his hands in the end zone, and ELAC got a break that the ball did go out of bounds.
Well, no, partner. That's actually a safety against East LA.
No breaks given today.
None. Horrible play by East Los Angeles. So they try to go with a trick play. So Tran was trying to purposely act like he fumbled the ball and was going to throw it to Herrera, who couldn't handle it.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's been some horrible coaching. Not horrible, but there's been some good plays and some bad plays. And I don't even think it's the coaching. It's more of the personnel. You have to know your personnel. You have to know who you have. You have to know what their skills are. And I'll admit, Philip Tran, though he has some skills and athleticism, the guy doesn't play well under pressure. he doesn't play well under pressure. That was a horrible pitch out to Paul that hit the ground from 5 feet away.
That was a poor play. Now that's Duckett. Finds a seam, gets past midfield, inside the 45 of the Huskies, and possibly more points. I mean, Ventura with 8 seconds to go. Wouldn't be surprised if they take one deep, try to get into field goal range, and escape with 3 more points.
I mean, Duckett just turned on the Jets about 10 yards into that catch. And one thing that's evident is that these ELAC defenders are taking horrible angles on the ball. These guys are surrounding the runners, but not even able to get a hand on them to even slow them down. And what it looks like is these guys are seeing guys running toward them, and they're taking just some bad angles at attempting to bring these guys down to the ground.
The 43 of the Huskies, Pirates attack. Doman, complete. Tightrope in the sideline. It's Jared Thompson, the big tight end.
Nice play by Doman. He had a guy chasing him down in the backfield. He's still able to keep his eyes upfield. Saw his receiver coming open toward the sideline and hit Jared Thompson right in the hands as he falls down. Had a defender draped on his back and still was able to come down with it on the near sideline.
So that might be enough for field goal range, and a timeout called by Ventura. That's exactly what we were talking about.
Seems like whenever a team needs to make a big play, ELAC has made the big plays on defense, but Ventura has made the big plays on offense, and offense is ultimately going to win you the game. If you don't score, you don't win.
Clock reads 20 seconds. It should read 2 seconds. So 2 seconds remain as the Pirates line up at the 26 of the Huskies.
Well, this year, the Pirates are 6 for 12 from field goal range. They're averaging 50%. So it's one of those times where they can hit it, they cannot hit it. We're not really sure what's going to happen, and they're not sure what's going to happen. We'll see if they're going to take the risk.
It would be from 43 yards out, but quarterback Jay Vanderjagt stays out on the field. So does the offense. They'll operate with 3 wide receivers to the far side.
I guess a 50% field goal percentage isn't enough for this team.
The snap to the end zone. Nearly intercepted once again by Williams. That brings us to the end of the first half. Ventura, the Pirates, the number 18 in the state, on the road here at East Los Angeles College with a 18-7 lead here on Sportsnet USA. Join us in about 20 minutes for the second half, as we'll cut off this broadcast and resume in about 20 minutes. The Pirates, they look great. 18-7 here on Sportsnet USA. Start of the second quarter here from Weingart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College. The host, Huskies, trailing 18-7 off 2 touchdowns by Duckett for the Pirates and 2 safeties. 2 mistakes by the Huskies.
Wow.
And the worst one came at the hands of Paul Herrera, who was lined up to the far side, and I guess that was a trick play. An onside kick to start the second half. Is it recovered by East Los Angeles? No. Pirates take over at the 45 of the Huskies. So the Huskies finish the second half gambling. They start the second half gambling again.
And that was weird because it was almost successful. I mean, the ball rolled quietly and slowly toward the Ventura Pirates, and a player from the Pirates appeared to touch the ball, and the ball was briefly free. But by the time everyone dove to the ground to recover it, the ball was ultimately recovered by Ventura.
The Pirates open up in the gun. They'll go instantly deep in and out of the hands of Alston. Excellent pass by Vanderjagt.
Nice pass by Vanderjagt, but even better defense by Chad Earl, the defensive back. He's been a guy that's he's gotten beaten today, and he's also made some excellent defensive plays, and that right there was just one of them.
It'll be 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers set. Tight end lined up to the right-hand side. Handoff. It's Neese around the edge on the right-hand side. Excellent pickup of 9. That creates 3rd and short.
Nice handoff, Vanderjagt to Neese. Neese lined up to the sideline. If I was to guess where the ball was going, I would have assumed it was going to Neese, but ELAC was fooled. Great blocking as Neese was able to come around the near side and achieve some great yardage. Almost the first down.
Just a minute in this 3rd quarter. Number 8, Ventura. Ventura manages to get the first down. Neese reaching over.
So just a simple handoff to Neese. These guys were less than a yard away from the first down. The smart play. It's one of those things that that Ventura's been doing pretty well. Just their coaching staff has been calling some smart plays at some good times. Just keeping these guys moving.
On the clock, 13 minutes, 55 seconds. Play action, quick slant, caught. It's Houston. A pickup of 13 yards. Late flag comes in from the back judge.
Nice decisive pass on the slant by Vanderjagt. He saw his guy coming across, put the ball right on his hand. Steve Houston, wide receiver, didn't leave any doubt as to who was going to catch that ball.
Number 14, Captain Vincent Goal. First down.
Mistakes continue to pile on the Huskies. So an extra 15 yards added. Actually, half the distance added to after the play because of a face mask. 13 minutes, 35 seconds, 3rd quarter. Ventura 18, East LA 7. Dan Gudino alongside Joe Dargan.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
Play action. No, they'll keep it on the ground. Duck it. Evading 2 defenders. Spinning into the end zone. Touchdown, Pirates.
I mean, Duckett took that ball and was running like a madman, weaving in and out of traffic. No one getting a hand on him. We have some horrible blocking by the ELAC Huskies. We had a guy that did grab a hold of Duckett, but it was right at the goal line as Duckett was able to bounce his way inside with the rushing touchdown, making that rushing touchdown number 23 for this team.
The extra point up and through. So that makes it a 25-7 ball game.
And this game is beginning to get out of hand. We spoke before the half about how ELAC doesn't average very many points in the second half, only averages 4 in the 4th quarter. If these guys do not score soon and do not score at a steady pace, this game will be unreachable.
The only bright spot that we saw from East Los Angeles was the connection Herrera to Session. The connection from 14 yards out in the first half.
And there have been some decent plays by the Huskies, just very much inconsistent throughout the game. Inconsistent quarterback play has been hurting this team all year long. And with the injury to the main quarterback, and now we have Tran, we have Herrera alternating, it seems like it's going to be a rough ride throughout the rest of the season for this team.
Henze will be kicking off. He kicks it short. Calling a fair catch is the up back of East Los Angeles. That was Javier Valdivia. So the Huskies will start at their own 23-yard line. It's been a sloppy offense. We'll see if they pick things up.
Sloppy offense, and guys are just unfocused. There's been no execution on behalf of the Huskies, no consistent execution. Nothing to be excited about. There's probably been entire quarters in between plays that's been done offensively that have gotten guys excited. And that right there is going to lower the overall morale of this team, and these guys are going to be playing dry and flat-footed, and the lack of adrenaline just from a good play is something that's going to affect this team throughout the game.
Hand off to Velasco. Velasco running hard on the right-hand side. Picks up 13 yards, exactly what the Huskies need immediately and in huge chunks, just like that, as Herrera will operate the quarterback position to start the second half. On the clock, 13:05 in this third quarter here on Sportsnet USA.
Nice run by Velasco. They need to use him a lot more.
Velasco once again, same play, bulldozing over a Pirate defender. Getting credit with the tackle is Khalil Jackson.
Coach Godinez read my mind. Hitting that ball off to Velasco, I mentioned him as a guy to watch earlier. Had a great game with over 100 yards rushing first time this season. Last week, he's trying to improve on it. And it was Levon Alston who had to learn the hard way about that guy's running power.
The clock under 12:30. High snap. This time Velasco gets met in the backfield. Excellent tackle by Bradley Taylor, the linebacker. Blowing it up in the backfield, loss of 2.
And third time is a charm for Ventura. They figured this guy out. And who wouldn't after going to the same guy 3 times in a row? You kind of have to mix it up. I understand there's some intrepidation, there's some fear, but with the clock ticking, you have no time for fear right now. These guys have to leave it all on the field.
3 wide receivers set. They keep it on the ground with Velasco. Fumbles the ball, just drops it. Is it recovered by East LA? I think it is. Fortunately for East LA, Luis Montezuma recovers. It will be a loss of 1 only. 3rd and 14.
Completely luck that ball was recovered by ELAC. I mean,
You're
the
right.
ball bounced along the ground. At least 3 defenders from the Pirates had their hands on it but could not reel it in. And right there is an example of if you go back to the same well too many times, that well will run dry. And that's exactly what happened with Velasco on that last
Nobody necessarily popped it out. Instead, he was being pulled from behind and dropped it as Herrera is under duress, finds some room, gets past the 40, still on his feet, gets popped right at the 30-yard line. Big pickup, but a flag on the far side, partner. This one might be called back. We'll wait and see.
Which will be unfortunate as Paul Herrera finally exhibits that athleticism that I mentioned earlier in the first half. Is the reason why he's an asset to this team. All of these guys have specific skill that if you put them in specific situations, they will excel for you. And though Paul Herrera at times is indecisive of whether to throw the ball or whether to keep it, when he guesses right, usually it ends up being something that turns into gold for the ELAC Huskies. And we just saw an example of it, unless that flag brings it back.
So what would have been a 27-yard gain now is a 3rd and about 3 to go from the 45 of Ventura. So still manageable, still in the hunt. Herrera pumps, throws, wide open into the hands of Jolly, caught at the 35, taken down at the 30.
Nice play by Herrera. He surveyed the field. He patiently went through his progressions, and he came across Jolly wide open in the seam in the middle of the field.
And one of the few times that a quarterback for East Los Angeles had time to throw.
Great point, Dan. He had a lot of time. He took a look down the field. He kept his eyes wide open, and he let the ball go at the appropriate time. Nice pass by Herrera.
Double tight end set. Velasco on the right-hand side following his blockers. Lunging forward. A sign of a good running back is one that falls forward. He falls forward for 11 yards inside the red zone. The Huskies attack. On the clock, 9:50 to go and ticking.
So what we're seeing, Dan, is when you decide to mix up your offense and you do it successfully and you get the defense on their heels, they don't know in which direction to sell out to, and that's what's benefiting these Huskies right now. These guys don't know whether to chase the run, to chase the pass, or chase the Paul Herrera.
This is a must-score situation. Pitch. Velasco breaking a tackle. Gets met by 2 Pirates. Decent gain of about 7, possibly.
Nice run by Velasco, and right now will be a nice time for a nice run-pass option fake. Fake it like you're going for the run. Get a guy drifting off to the far side. Get a nice little over-the-shoulder throw to the corner. You may have something special to repeat what we saw in the first half.
They keep it on the ground. Velasco evading a defender. And the first down, partner. Go ahead.
And Velasco, the guy that I felt like was going to be the key to this team having a great game, and he's showing his value right now. They decided to give it to him again, and he's proven to us right now why it was a great choice.
Out of the gun. Keeper, Herrera, touchdown.
Touchdown Huskies, and right there they took my advice. We had a pass option. We had a guy, Herrera had an opportunity to hand that ball off to Velasco again, but he knew that these guys will be watching him, and when you get some guys hurting the Pirates on defense, they're going to lean toward that guy, which gives you an opportunity for a nice fake, which Herrera pulled off successfully and went in for the touchdown.
They were expecting Velasco. Velasco carried the load in that last drive, and Herrera, the product from Huntington Park High School within the city section. Extra point by Rangel is no good. The ever so crucial extra point could come back and haunt the Huskies. Instead, it will stay 25-13. Pirates with the lead. 8:39 remains on the game clock, Joe.
Unbelievable, Dan. Up until this point, the Huskies were perfect with the extra point kick all year long.
Wow.
That was these guys' first miss all year for the PAT, and it comes at a very costly time in this game, Dan. Before that kick, the Huskies were,
I believe, like 13 of 13.
Something around there, but they hadn't missed one up until that one right there. Oh, they were 21 for 21, Dan,
there you
to be
go.
exact. Even better than 13 for 13.
8:39 remains in this third quarter.
They made one earlier, which made them 22 of 22, but now that will be 22 of 23.
We saw in the previous kickoff to open up the second half, East Los Angeles went with an onside kick. This time they bluffed an onside there. Instead, they shift over into their regular kickoff. That's one Rangel. Rangel with a short kick to the up back at the 25. He'll bring it up. That was Jared Thompson, the tight end.
Pretty good kick. Got everyone on the receiving team going toward the far side. Rangel made a nice kick because what it did was the runner who received it really had nowhere to go. He was pinned along the line on the far side, and the ELAC defense was right there waiting for him. Field position has been crucial for either team, especially for ELAC's defense, to keep this team, the Pirates, at bay. This is an excellent defensive position for ELAC to start it.
It felt like on special teams, East Los Angeles just did not want any mistakes. Pass underneath. It's Thompson who just returned the kick return. Now gets a gain of 9, actually gain of 10. Enough for the first down.
And it was Daniel Mendoza who came in to bring him down with the tackle. And what I noticed was when Mendoza wrapped him up, Mendoza made no attempt to punch out the football. And that right there could have been a perfect opportunity to cause a fumble with a nice punch out. Vanderjagt
at quarterback for the Pirates. Under 8 minutes now in this third quarter. Number 8, Ventura in the house. Quick slant cut. Big gain. This might go all the way. Gayton reaching on over and will be downed at the 1 yard line.
Wow. Armando Velasco, freshman defensive back, was initially beat on that play. It was a nice slant pass, a nice slant run and catch, and that was almost a touchdown, but was saved by Velasco at the 1 yard line.
Quick snap. No. Officiating crew. East Los Angeles manages to call timeout. They weren't set. Instead, clock is stopped at 7:41 third quarter. Ventura up 25-13 here on Sportsnet USA. The Huskies in this situation on a first and go from the 1 yard line could only hope for at least 3 points, right?
At least, right? As I mentioned, these guys came in 78% completion percentage in the red zone. Very good.
Keeper Vanderjet just too easy. Extends the lead for the Pirates. 31-13 now.
And Vanderjack keeps it. Very short run. We spoke to the percentage, how well this team does in the red zone, and they just backed up those numbers with a successful keeper and run and touchdown.
Now that just feels like a lopsided score. 25-13 looked decent, but 31-13 now that just might be deflating.
I mean, it puts the pressure on this ELAC offense to come out firing on all cylinders.
PAT up and through. Make it a 32-13 ball game.
And I know these Huskies, they're kind of watching this game slowly drift away. They can kind of almost can barely see it over the horizon. They're going to have to make up a lot of scoring if they want to stay in this game.
7 minutes, 34 ticks remain. Third quarter, this one well in control by the Pirates. They've been doing it on the ground. 2 touchdown runs by Dockett, the running back of the Pirates, and now Vanderjet reaching on over. 1 yard QB keeper. And then add the 2 safeties created by the Pirates. And there you have it.
And with the two-headed running monster in Thomas Duckett and Gil Scott Jackson, these Ventura Pirates have been running great games all year long. They're averaging 209 rushing yards per game, doing pretty good. In comparison to ELAC, who's only averaging 120 rushing yards per game.
Mendoza, the up back, manages to get past the 30-yard line. We'll see who comes out at quarterback. Do they stay with the hot hand or do they go with Tran?
I like Tran. He occasionally makes a great throw through the air. Tran can give you a 30-yarder occasionally, but I just feel like he does not come through at the most crucial points in time. And right there we see that Paul Herrera has been inserted into the game, further backing up my claim.
Tony Toledo gets inserted at running back. He's lined up to the right-hand side of Herrera. Herrera will continue at quarterback. They'll give it to Toledo. Toledo gets met at the line of scrimmage. That's Bradley Taylor, outside linebacker of the Pirates, who meets Toledo.
And Toledo took exception to that takedown as he gets up a little feisty, throwing them bows on the inside.
Toledo now on the left-hand side of Herrera. Bubble screen near side, Jolly. Jolly trying to give a stiff arm. Decent pickup of about 6. That creates 3rd and 2, just short of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Bradley attempted to put a move on. He attempted to put a little juke on, but the defense was not having it. We had a Bradley Taylor that was on defense, was not having it.
Under 6:30 to go, 3rd quarter. Out of the gun. Herrera takes the snap, play action, lobs it up to Jolly. Just too long, but a late flag comes in from the sideline judge.
That was Jalen Watson that was on defense that play was called against, and Jolly was the intended receiver. Kind of a lazy little lollipop thrown up there by Herrera toward the far sideline, and ELAC made the most of it.
So they'll get pushed up to Ventura territory, right at the 46-yard line with the clock stopped at 6:16, 3rd quarter. Toledo gets the carry, left side. Hard-earned 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Toledo may not be the biggest back or the biggest guy on the field, but what he does a great job at is looking for the holes. He sees which holes his offensive lines has opened up. He's very patient, and he attacks those holes with purpose, and it's been getting him those little few extra yards at the end.
Clock reads 5:45 and rolling. 2nd and 6 from the Ventura 42. Split backs. Toledo just gets popped in the backfield. Excellent tackle. That's Trenton Carlson, who will get credit.
And it was Brett Moyer who initially came in and slowed him down with first contact before Carlson came in and finished him off.
3rd and long now. Is this must score for East Los Angeles, partner?
Must score. I mean, the clock is ticking, and they haven't been doing great at 3rd downs.
Play action. Herrera evades one defender, won't evade a 3rd and a 4th. Sack.
He will not, as Dwayne Coleman, the sophomore defensive lineman, was able to get to him in the backfield. He tried to use his athleticism to create something, but Coleman was on him and was not letting him go.
That creates 4th and 15 yards to go. Quintero, the punter of the Huskies.
Huskies this season are 4 and 14 on 4th down tries. But they will be a punt this time. They're not going.
Steve Houston back deep to receive. He's standing at his 15, calling for the fair catch right at the 16-yard line. The East Los Angeles defense needs a turnover, but how much more can you ask from them? They've held for as long as they could. It's just an offense that's been lacking the firepower to keep up with Ventura. They already have created 2 turnovers.
You hit it right on the head there. Not only has the offense lacked the firepower with things like safeties and some of this other stuff that has afflicted this team this game, the offense would be the savior. I mean, the defense has been the guys that's been holding back the water, basically, but they haven't been able to gain any ground.
Blitz comes in. Quick slant, caught. It's Houston. Quick pickup of about 5. 2nd and 5.
And Mitchell Williams came in and brought Houston down to the ground. If he was a second earlier, he may have been able to jump that route and come up with an interception.
Got a little bit of a stoppage for some reason. Ventura lines up. 3 wide receivers tight end. The blitz comes in from the middle. Excellent fake by Vanderjet. Vanderjet getting fancy. That's actually Doman, excuse me.
Doman fake defensive lineman Josh Collins right out of his boots. Kind of did a rondo fake like he was going to do a fake handoff or a fake pitch. And Collins went for it, which opened up a lane that Doman gladly ran through like an open door, achieving a 1st down, 1st team, brought down at the 45-yard line.
Pirates just 4 yards from midfield. Doman hits Kuntz right at midfield. Kuntz, does he get the first down? He does. A pickup of 6.
ELAC appears to be playing a zone defense, and right now it's not working. These guys are playing areas on the field, and they aren't locking down individual players, and Doman is reading that, and he's attacking the weakness of this Huskies defense.
Neese in the backfield with Doman. The lob near side, poor pass, miscommunication intended for Houston. Late flag comes in.
And Houston looks like he did a curl route, and Doman was expecting him to go on an out route. And if the ELAC defender was aware of the long pass, he could have had an opportunity to come down with it.
The way Ventura's backing up, I think it's against the Pirates. Personal foul, dead ball, yeah. Personal foul against the Pirates.
Gladly needed call against the Pirates for the ELAC Huskies. This is a team that came in with 81 penalties compared to East Los Angeles College, who had 112.
Clock reads 2:40, third quarter. Four wide receivers set. Doman getting the signal now. They bring in 5. Pass near side, incomplete.
And there's a flag in the backfield.
Garrett Rogers throws his hands up in frustration as if it were against East LA. It is.
Because Rogers did make contact with Doman as Doman was releasing that ball. Not sure if that's what contributed to the call.
Hands to the face and an automatic first down
Exactly.
for the Pirates, pushing Ventura into Husky territory.
And the Huskies,
Mistakes.
I was going to say the Huskies would have caught a break there because the intended receiver, Trent Carlson, had fell down and wasn't even able to get to the ball. Not good for the Huskies with such little time left on the clock.
2:34 to go, third quarter. Pitch. Neese, left side. Swung out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3 yards to go.
So as Doman held that ball kind of on a delayed pitch out to Neese on the far side, one thing that was visible was just Neese's foot speed compared to the ELAC defense. The Ventura Pirates, all of their weapons are just faster compared to the ELAC defenders, and that's what's been hurting ELAC so far in this game.
The big tight end Kuntz lined up at the slot position. Beware, they go to Kuntz. Kuntz enough for the first down. Yeah, that's just a big mismatch there. Kuntz standing at 6'5" in comparison to Jalen Ross, who's standing below 6 feet at 5'9", probably 5'7", just looking at him.
Yeah, he made Kuntz look like Gronkowski out there in the middle of the field.
Right. 1:40 to go, third quarter. Ventura attacking with great momentum now. Neese, left side. Stumbles forward. Inside the 20-yard line they go.
Nice delayed handoff from Doman to Neese. It was just enough time for the ELAC defenders to be confused as to what direction the ball was going in. And Neese showed his patience, allowing his blockers time to create the holes. He came around and ran through a hole and was able to gain some excellent yardage for his team as they move further down the field.
2nd down, 3 yards to go for the Pirates. East LA brings in the blitz swing. Neese shuffles, will go out of bounds inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Once again, another first down for the Pirates.
And as the as the blitz came and Doman just showed his intelligence as he read the blitz perfectly, and Nice was kind of a release valve as Doman threw the ball in a check down to Nice just to get rid of it, and Nice was able to gain the yardage to get the first down.
Clock continues to tick under 40 seconds now, 39, 38, as the Pirates line up with a 3 wide receiver set. Pitch once again. Gets thrown out of bounds. That's Jackson with a decent pickup of 7, 2nd and 3 yards to go.
And we have another pitch. It was to Jackson. Tyrus Douglas, the sophomore defensive back, saved ELAC from a touchdown, but we see that Ventura knows how to hurt ELAC, and they're going to continue to use these same plays until ELAC figures out a way to shut it down.
This might be the last play of the third quarter. 10 seconds to go. Doman steps up, fires over the middle. In and out of the hands of Houston. Would have been a touchdown. That leaves 4.8 to go in this third quarter.
Right there, as Doman released that ball, it was a bullet. It hit Houston in the hands, and I think Doman was almost a victim of himself as he released that ball a little too hard with too much power, trying to get it to his receiver.
Kuntz lined up to the left-hand side, just off the line. He'll keep it on the ground with Jackson. That brings us to the end of the third quarter and a 1st and goal when we start the fourth quarter here on Sportsnet USA. Ventura up big, 32-13. Start of the fourth quarter from Weingart Stadium. The number 8 Ventura Pirates in command, 32-13. 19-point lead for the Pirates, a 3-score game. And the Pirates looking to add more here. 1st and go from the 1. Looking to put the nail to the coffin here.
They are, and the Huskies defense played excellently in the first half, and it seemed like they kind of collapsed under the pressure in the third quarter. And the Huskies offense, though they have 13 points on the board, have not given the defense the backup. They haven't given them enough to help them out.
Golan lunging forward. Is it enough? No signal yet. There it is. So no gain. Golan, that was his first carry of the ball game. That's the first time he actually checks in. Tyrese Golan, the sophomore running back, he'll stay in. So does Bowman, Brock Bowman, the freshman quarterback.
Nice defensive play for ELAC, and like I just stated, the ELAC defense has been the only saving grace, but the offense has not been the support system that it has needed.
2nd and goal. This time, Golan way too easy. Nearly untouched. Touchdown, Pirates.
That's exactly what happens when a great hole opens up on the goal line. Usually, the runner goes through it. Touchdown, Ventura.
Straight up the A gap. Makes it a 38-13 lead for the visiting Pirates.
This is one of those days. We have an entire quarter ahead of us. We have what's almost an insurmountable lead for this team. It's going to be a long rest of this way.
Next week for Ventura, they've got Long Beach back at home. Extra point is good. Ventura 39, East LA 13.
As we watch this game, Dan, we just see that there aren't many standouts. Like we said, defensively, the Huskies have been decent, but there aren't many standouts offensively that's been able to carry this team, and I think it's absolutely hurting them as this year's going on.
On the clock in this fourth quarter, 14 minutes, 19 seconds to go. East Los Angeles needed a victory tonight and next week in order to be bowl eligible. They needed to go 5-5. Pending a miracle now.
Definitely pending a miracle. They're going to need offensive scoring and defensive scoring if they're going to want to get back into this game. Just to give you an idea, this team has 2 defensive touchdowns on the year. So it doesn't seem very likely, but it is possible.
Mitchell Williams and Phillip Reeves lined up practically at the 20-yard line of East LA as Henze, the kicker of Ventura, has been kicking short all game long. This time it'll be Reeves on the left-hand side. Reeves finds some room, gets inside the 35, stumbles a bit, taken down from behind, but pushed forward past the 40-yard line. Fourth quarter, 14 minutes, 10 seconds remain.
Nice run by Reeves. Looked like he had a little bit of daylight before he was tackled from behind. Nice blocking by the Huskies special team. This was their best return so far this game.
East Los Angeles takes over on offense at their own 42-yard line. First and 10.
It appears that Ventura will not three-peat for the Northern Conference Championship because of Canyons. They remain undefeated and now ranked number 1 in the state.
It's a pretty nice title.
They fake the end around to Reeves. Herrera under duress throws it away.
Smart play by Herrera. He was aware that he was outside of the pocket. The pocket crumbled almost immediately. The guy was running for his life, but he remained focused and knew that if he got rid of that ball, he would not take the sack. Nice play by Herrera to get rid of it off to the sideline.
And even better contained by Parker Neos, the defensive end on the left-hand side, playing perfect contain of Herrera. 14:01 remains fourth quarter. Velasco, left-hand side, just picks up about 2 yards. Extra pushing and shoving going on the far sideline, and a late flag will come in. This is exactly what East Los Angeles cannot afford, as they did last week. Up to 8 players ejected in total. 5 of them were from East Los Angeles.
And it's coming back to haunt them in this game right now as they have a lack of personnel to help them get out of the hole that they've built for themselves.
And especially at running back. Over the year, they've lost James Brooks, Lawrence Nern, Cannon Chandler, just to name 3. Those were the top of the depth chart, and so now Velasco gets a chance, Tony Toledo gets a chance, but it's not ideally who they wanted in the backfield. But a freebie given to East LA puts them at the 41-yard line as they continue with Velasco. Velasco bouncing off a defender, bouncing off another, still on his feet. Rumbling, stumbling. Velasco running hard. 9-yard pickup.
I was just going to mention it. And Velasco is slow to get up, but I was just going to mention You know, even though he's the fourth guy in, Velasco had a pretty solid game. I was looking to see him have a pretty good game this week. And though his team is down 26 points, I think the guy has played pretty solid so far. And that was a pretty good example of, I spoke earlier about how he keeps those legs moving no matter who's contacting him. And that was a prime example of how valuable he is to this team. If they can get a great throwing game to go with that running game, they may be on to something.
Now they do a play action. Herrera able to stiff arm a defender, lunges forward and gets the first down to the 29-yard line. Clock reads 12:45 and rolling. Fourth quarter, Ventura 39, East Los Angeles 13 here on Sportsnet USA, the home of Husky football.
Yeah, Paul Herrera decides to keep that play. He likes to run to the near side, that's kind of like his trademark scramble area where he likes to go. But Kevin Williams was close behind him, able to bring him down. But there was a penalty against ELAC on the last play.
That backs him up to the 38. Still in Pirate territory, but now a second and about 7.
This team came into this game giving away 1,055 yards from penalties.
Herrera standing tall, throws, Session at the 26. He'll be marked at the 27. Decent pickup of 10 yards.
One of the cleanest passing plays for Paul Herrera of the game. Had a guy wide open, hit him in the hands. Didn't necessarily lead him out for more yardage, but it was a nice throw, nice accuracy displayed by Herrera.
Herrera, too long for Munguia. Munguia not tall enough there, or rather doesn't have the long arms of Session.
I was going to mention the ball was about a foot out in front of him, and Paul is just getting flushed out of the pocket repeatedly. The defensive pressure has been so immense. This guy hasn't had any time all game long to really get a good play off.
Toledo continues in the backfield with Herrera. On the clock, 11:53, fourth quarter. Play fake. Herrera is sacked. DeAndre Baker from his linebacker position sent on a blitz and picks up his first sack of the season. 11:35 remains.
And right there, we saw once again Paul Herrera is running like there's someone chasing him. He's not getting any amount of time to get off any throws. It's been a problem all game long.
Herrera trying to draw the Pirates offside, doesn't, so he gets a new play in. A 4-wide receiver package this time. Back to pass is Herrera, being chased once again, and another sack by Parker Neos.
Paul is just getting beat up in there as we see him step up in the pocket as the pocket immediately crumbles once again. He has no room to make any decisions, and I'm sure it's frustrating him and Coach Bobby Godinez.
10:40 to go.
One thing we see when Ventura Pirates, when they're facing a blitz, the quarterbacks have been like Vanderjack and Doman have been very smart at releasing that ball early to their check down guy.
Looking left, will launch left. Wow, intended for Phillip Reeves. Reeves had to play defense on that one and knocked down the Ventura defender. Looked like it was about to be intercepted.
Ball was thrown long by Herrera. He gave it. If this guy was a little taller, I would say he'd had a better chance of catching that ball. But like you said, the receiver became the defender on that one. He tried to simultaneously bump the defender out of the way so he could catch the ball, and it didn't work for him.
That's the third turnover on downs against East Los Angeles in this ball game.
And what we're watching right now is a ship sinking.
Brock Doman back at quarterback for the Pirates. Doman. The swing pass far side. It's caught. That's Jackson.
It's been a steady diet of delayed handoffs, delayed pitches, and swing passes all night long. This team has figured out the Huskies defense, who was slowing them down the first half. They had a myriad of plays that they tried that did not work, and the few plays that did work, they have kind of just recycled them throughout the game, and it's been torching these Huskies all night long.
That was a gain of 8, 2nd and 2 from the 47 of Ventura. 9:45 remains, fourth quarter. The blitz comes in over the middle. Doman caught. Ahmad Jalan with the excellent pickup. Quick slant over the middle.
Quick, decisive pass. The receiver was wide open once again. Kobe Barnes caught it cleanly. It was no one anywhere near him. It's like the ELAC defenders are playing behind the receivers as opposed to in front of them.
Hayden Neese in the backfield with Doman. Doman will keep. Pitches now. Yeah, it looked like a forward pass.
Doman, I'm sure he wants that one back. I'm sure he realized it after it was already too late. Faked as if he was going to keep it, and when the defense collapsed on him, he threw it over to his guy, but he was already past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Flag coming in.
I think Neese was a yard ahead of Doman. I guess Doman's just overthinking it. Probably heard footsteps and said, you take it, partner. That leaves 9:04 on the clock, fourth quarter. Ventura up big.
They're up big. These guys are trying to keep their foot on the gas. They have a few penalties that they've accrued, just trying to do a little bit too much. We see they're moving up. Not as far back as they originally thought, but they're still in full control.
First and 16 yards to go. Neese shifted over to the left-hand side of Doman. Neese will carry right-hand side. Picks up a yard to the 40.
Nice defensive play by the Huskies. Not sure who the defender was, caught up in the pile, but Neese, that play was read perfectly. Neese got that ball, handed to him. He was contacted about a yard in and was held immediately. Wasn't able to gain any yardage.
Clock continues to roll. 8:15 to go, fourth quarter. So Ventura in milk the clock mode. Doman fires to the right-hand side. Incomplete. Poor pass, just thrown too low. Intended for Ahmad Jalan.
And Doman had two receivers. He also had Antonio Brown, wide receiver Antonio Brown. Not Steelers Antonio Brown, just in case you're wondering. He had both of those guys lined up diagonally. May have got his eyesight a little confused as the play was a little low.
Antonio Brown of the Pirates wears number 11. He's lined up in the slot on the near side. Pirates might have jumped way too early. Dead ball. Yeah, false start. That'll back up the Pirates to the Husky 45 rather. 7:59 is where the clock is stopped.
They're so anxious to continue to kick this hole in ELAC's backside that they keep getting ahead of themselves.
Third down, 19 yards to go. First down yard marker at the 26 of the Huskies. Doman, right-hand side, no. Late flag comes in for some reason. Sam Brown on defense.
And I think they're going to get Brown for pass interference. It appeared there was some hand fighting as the ball was coming in, and because that ball was a catchable pass, it appears that Brown was penalized.
Yeah, it'll be an automatic first down.
Penalty is against the Huskies.
That sums up the night for East Los Angeles. Just when you thought they had a chance to get off the field, this drive will extend for the Pirates. First and 10 from the 30-yard line on the clock, 7:39, fourth quarter.
Pirates doing an excellent job on time of possession in this fourth quarter. If you don't give the ball back to the other guys, then they can't hurt you.
Doman, keeper, pitches it. Ball's loose. East Los Angeles, I believe, recovers. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's a turnover. East Los Angeles will recover.
Doman did the same play all over again. He appeared that he was going to keep it himself, and when he noticed that he was being collapsed on, he looked for a release valve to throw the ball to, pitched the ball out to his right side. Not sure who the intended receiver was, but the ball was dropped to the ground and became a live ball in which an ELAC defender was able to fall on top of and recover while sliding out of bounds on the far side.
Tyrus Douglas was the one who recovered the football for East LA. The Huskies take over at their own 27 with 7:32 to go on the clock.
Huskies need 4 touchdowns to take the lead.
It's a long shot. Velasco gets about 2 yards.
Nice safe play, handoff to Velasco, adding getting to pad his stats a little bit, but ultimately doesn't do a huge amount of justice, at least not yet.
I think East Los Angeles is going to run it out because Anthony Hernandez, a big lineman, is in. Quick pass, Jolly. Jolly tries to evade a defender, instead gets pushed out of bounds inside the 40-yard line, enough for the first down.
It was Trenton Carlson that was on defense of Jolly, as Jolly tried to put the move on him on the far sideline, but Carlson stood his ground, was able to force Jolly out of bounds. Not before the first down.
East Los Angeles has 6 linemen out there. Velasco over the middle. Excellent tackle by Parker Neos. We've mentioned his name several times tonight. 2 sacks, 2 tackles.
Decent game by Neos.
6:15 remains, fourth quarter. East Los Angeles now just playing for pride. Interesting package by East LA. They remain with 6 linemen. The 6th lineman is Anthony Hernandez. Velasco, it's dragged down from behind. Tackle credited to DeAndre Barker.
Velasco continue to receive the handoff. He has a very high usage rate in this fourth quarter, and it's really not helping the team. Wonder if the coach is going to continue to use him this way.
East Los Angeles with 4 wide receivers, free play. Herrera, big play, incomplete.
Nice attempt by Paul. He actually put the ball in a pretty nice area. It was pretty much a 50-50 ball. Decent defense by the Pirates, and the Husky receiver was not able to come down with it.
Intended receiver was done. No, actually Jolly, excuse me. Jalen Jolly. He checks out as Philip Reeves checks in. So does James Dunn.
That actually had the potential to be a great, memorable play if Jolly was able to come down with that pass. Both guys went up for it. Jolly tapped the ball over the defender's head, and as the ball came down behind the defender, Jolly was not able to secure it.
So East Los Angeles now accepts the free 5 yards. It pushes them just a yard short of midfield. 5:27 remains. Argillis gets his first carry of the night as he checks in. Gets to midfield, 2nd and 9.
So like I thought Coach G makes a decision, switches up the running back. And right now, these guys aren't even able to get past the line of scrimmage. We got 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter with an almost impossible climb to get back in this game.
4 wide receivers set. The blitz comes in over the middle. Herrera will have to throw quickly, incomplete. Intended for James Dunn on the left-hand side. That'll stop the clock at 4:50 and brings up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Dunn looked like he had an opportunity to catch that ball, but he had sophomore defensive back Cross Tate breathing down his neck and shook him up a little bit, wasn't able to come down with it.
Pirates showing blitz. They've got one lone safety back deep. Swing pass to Argelis. Argelis tries to keep his balance with his left hand. Instead, will lunge forward for 2 yards. That creates 4th and about 7 as the offense will remain on the field. Paul Herrera trying to operate quickly.
Nice pass, something that ELAC has not been using all game long.
4:22 and rolling on this clock.
Right now, the Huskies' mind is on the score.
Over the middle, incomplete, well defended by Ahmad Jalen, who knocks the ball out of the hands of Jolly. Would have been enough for the first down, but instead, the 4th turnover on downs for East Los Angeles. 3:55 remains in this fourth quarter. Ventura up big, 39-13 here on Sportsnet USA, the home of Huskies football. Really thankful, really grateful you were able to join us with so much to do in Southern California. If you joined us tonight, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy that you guys have me here, Dan, happy to be covering this game. ELAC Huskies have a long way to go throughout this season if they want to improve.
By the way, you writing the article for this game?
I will not be writing an article for this game. I find it easier on games that I call to be able to concentrate more on what's actually happening on the field. Because if I split myself in half, I'll do a poor job on both.
Golan gets his 3rd carry. Golan was able to punch one in from 1 yard out. 2nd and 9 from the 49 of the Pirates. Pirates trying to run the clock out.
Shouldn't be impossible with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go.
2 down linemen for East LA as the blitz will come in. Golan pushed forward to the Husky 45. Gain of about 5.
I mean, Golan looked powerful on that run right there. It seemed like guys were on him a yard off the line of scrimmage, but he continued to gain yardage for his team. And we haven't seen him all game. These guys have a few guys at that position that could hurt you.
3rd down 4 yards to go for Ventura. 2:30 to go. Ventura just taking their time, milking the game clock. They barely get the snap. It'll be Tyrese Golan once again with the carry on the left-hand side. You can see how animated head coach Bobby Gudino still is, showing lots of passion, showing lots of heart, despite trailing big, 39-13.
He's trailing big, and also this year he took over the athletic director position. We spoke about it earlier in the season for Al Cohn. And I wonder if that right there causes him to have to split his focus on how to approach each week of football games. Because right now his team has not been having a great season. And after the losses of the guys from last week, we knew that this game would be an uphill battle.
Empty set for the Pirates. Free play, no. East Los Angeles giving away a first down. And that might do it, partner.
Just might, with 1:26 to go. It's really just about standing your ground to have something to feel good about going into the locker room, because the W is pretty much in the books for the Ventura Pirates.
Ventura will move to 7-2 on the season, 3-1 in conference play. East Los Angeles will go to 3-6 on the season as they will finish the season here at home against Moore Park College. Moore Park College just happens to be the big rival for Ventura. They play in what's called the Citrus Cup. 2 weeks ago, Ventura won the Citrus Cup. It was the 51st annual Citrus Cup. Ventura leads the series over Moore Park, 30 wins to 21 losses. They beat Moore Park 62-7. So East Los Angeles looks forward to maybe a weaker opponent, but nobody in the National Northern Conference can be taken lightly.
Yes, the ball is handed off to Tyrese Golar. He runs in. This game is pretty much going to be done with 15 seconds left. In the conference, ELAC will go to 1-3 and unfortunately increase their losing streak to 3 games.
That will do it. A final here at Weingart Stadium on the campus of East Los Angeles College here on Sportsnet USA, the home of Huskies football, as the Ventura College Pirates win it 39-13 to the home East LA College Huskies. Partner, it wasn't pretty for East LA from the beginning. They started off the ball game with a trick onside kick, giving Ventura excellent field position. They were able to stop Ventura there. They came up with an interception. We got a sense that, hey, maybe this could be an upset, but it never came about. Ventura just too strong. They really showed why they're number 8 in the state.
Yeah, ELAC actually had an opportunity to possibly take the lead before we went into the second half, and it did not pan out for this team. That was their best opportunity, and it seemed like the defense was holding the rope for this team. And about midway third quarter, it just kind of got too much, and they had to let it go. And not that they had to, is that they didn't have a support system on the offense. They knew that if we got off the field, there is no guarantee that our offense is going to keep us off the field. And time again, the defense was being spent continuously on the field trying to fight for this team. And eventually you will wear down if you don't have an opportunity to rest, if your offense can hold it down.
Not to throw salt to the wound, but that officially eliminates East Los Angeles from bowl contention. They needed to win tonight and next week against Moore Park in order to go 5-5 and qualify for a bowl game. Instead, officially out. So next week, playing for pride, playing for next year. We'll see who develops. Once again, this one a final. Ventura, the Pirates, on the road, 39-13 over the East Los Angeles College Huskies. That will do it for Sportsnet USA. For Joe Dargan, Rashawn Haylock, Ed Ford, and the entire Sportsnet USA team, good night.
Good night, guys.